were very adamant yesterday, that you didn't know how this change got in there, and now you are saying that your staff did work with the administration.
Going back and looking, and obviously, and I apologize to Ted and so forth, but the date is only significant to the extent could it be modified.
Okay, I'm going to toss it over to Wolf. I know he has
questions. All right, Senator Dana, thank you. But Senator, I think a lot of our viewers remain still a little bit confused, some of them pretty confused. What I want to play for you, I want to give you a chance to clarify precisely what's going on. This is what you told our congressional producer, Ted Barrett, only yesterday. Listen to this.
Because there's the suggestion today being made that you receive more money from AIG than any other senator, and that you were responsible for the February 11, 2009 date. And so I just, again, I just want to get at the fact that you're saying you had nothing to do with
Absolutely
that date.
Not.
And there was nothing you were doing that was aimed at protecting AIG.
Not at all, not in the slightest. Absolutely.
Which has offices, this particular office in the state of Connecticut.
Well, it does with the office, but the point is, when that language left the Senate that I wrote, that was not included.
All right, that was what you said yesterday, Senator. Right. So go ahead and explain a little bit more precisely what changed from yesterday to today.
And again, I apologize if I had some confusion about whether or not we wrote it exactly, but I didn't write it at my own behest. I was being sought out and asked to modify this, with the alternative, quite candidly, being losing the amendment itself. In fact, even a few days after that, you may recall that the administration suggested they were probably going to have to come back and maybe modify this even further. And again, as I said a moment ago, there were those who are highly critical. In fact, the last month, I've been highly criticized by many for including this kind of language in the bill at all. It's somewhat ironic, as I said, that the very people who are critical of me putting in the language are now being critical that we weren't restrictive enough. So.
Well, so just to be precise, what we're talking about is this mysterious loophole that was inserted at the last minute that allowed these bonuses in effect. Now these bonuses, $165 million to go forward. What I hear you saying is that you personally, you did this in order at the request of officials at the Treasury Department, Timothy Geithner among others.
Well, I didn't say who was, but just say this: I wouldn't have modified my own amendment at my own insistence. I mean, I'd spent a long time having people try to change it, and obviously they came, and the alternative was losing the amendment, and I didn't think we should do that at all.
Who asked you at the Treasury Department to do it?
Well, there were people obviously coming negotiating with the staffs back and forth, and I don't know their names specifically. It was at a staff level people were talking about it.
So, but it wasn't just your members of your own staff at the Senate Banking Committee who did this. You personally knew about it at the time. Is that right?
No, I didn't know the exact details. I know they were coming with modifications to it.